Hey Daily Dose, my name's Gordon Nixon. I work with the junior high students at our Vista campus. And as we continue on in this series about understanding the next generation, I want you to think for a moment. Think about a time when you were young that you learned something substantial, something significant, a moment in your life where you worked hard, you trained, you used wisdom that others gave you, and at the end of the day, you walked out of that going, I achieved a goal. I reached success. One of these things for me is learning how to ride a bike. I remember as a kid learning how to ride a bike and just watching my older sister go first, and she ended up crashing into a ditch, and it came my turn, and I was like, no way, I don't want to do this. I just saw what happened to her. And we have to realize that when it comes to these things, there's not a straight line. There's not a one-size-fits-all. Everybody's journey is a little bit different. When it comes to riding a bike, there's some that jump on that seat and they take off and they go fast, and they quickly realize if you go too fast too quickly, you can end up with scrapes and bruises and a lot of fear about getting on that bike the next time. There's others that would go, no, I'd rather just keep training wheels on this whole time. This is comfortable. This is easy. There's others that need an adult to run alongside them, to hold that bike, to go with them on that journey until they're comfortable to do it on their own. Sometimes when it comes to spiritual maturity with the younger generation, we just want them to reach the point of success so quickly. We want them to take this straight line to the point that we want them to be at. And we have to realize that's not the way it works. That's not the journey. It's not a straight line. It's more like a roller coaster of these up and downs and these twists and turns. And sometimes as adults, we find ourselves on that roller coaster ride with the youth or the younger generation around us, and we go, this is frustrating. This is exhausting. How come they don't get it? I just want off this ride. How come we can't get them to that point that we want them to be at? And we have to understand that it's not a straight line. Everybody takes a little bit of different route. And we have to find out what is the reason behind that. When we're experiencing attitude, when we're experiencing rebellion, when we're experiencing things that we don't understand and we don't know how to help them with, ask yourself the question, what is the issue there? What is the need there? Why is it that they're acting that way? Think back to the last time that you as an adult acted poorly, improperly, responded in a way that you know you shouldn't have. What was the reason for that? It was probably because you were tired. It was probably because you had a bad day at work. It was probably because life's just not going the way that you want it to. And the same way with the younger generation. When they respond certain ways, it's because there's a reason behind it. And our job, instead of just disciplining that or addressing that or trying to get them to work that out, it's to go, what is the reason behind that? So that I can love them in that, so that I can walk with them in that. That's our role as Christian adults in this process of going, why is the need there? What is the need, and how do I love them through that? Ephesians chapter 4, verses 14 through 16, it's a whole passage on spiritual maturity, the body of Christ coming together. Everybody has gifts and talents so that they can work together towards spiritual maturity. But here's what it says in verse 14. It says, we can be spiritually mature so that we may no longer be children, tossed to and fro by the waves, carried about by every wind of doctrine, by human cunning, by craftiness and deceitful schemes. Rather, speaking the truth in love, we are to grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and held together by every joint with which it is equipped, when each part is working properly, makes the body grow so that it builds itself up in love. It says that there's a journey that takes place. And some of us aren't there yet. A lot of the younger generation, they are still on this journey. They aren't as far along as we are. And so the job of the body of Christ is to come together, to work together in love, so that those that are being tossed around, those that are farther back in their journey, have people to come alongside them and go, I see you. I know what you're going through. Let me walk through it with you. Let me help you in this journey. That is our job as adults when it comes to the younger generation. It's going to be difficult. Growing up is hard. It's not an easy process. They need mature adults to walk alongside them and say, hey, let me help you. Let me teach you from what I learned. Let me guide you in this process to spiritual maturity. Because that's what the body of Christ does. The younger generation, they want to be seen. They want to be known. They want to be loved. And it's not a straight line. Our job is to simply see them, know them, love them, walk with them through that so that they can get to that point and they can look back and they can see all the Christian adults around them that were there in that process. I hope that brings you encouragement. Have a great day.